What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Ravens Rundown live on this fine Christmas Eve. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, getting to spend it with family, friends. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, hope you guys are having a lot of fun today, taking time and taking advantage of this holiday season we currently are in. Merry Christmas to every single one of you. From myself, our friends over here at Chat Sports, to you. On today's show, we got a jam-packed one for you. Major playoff path update, okay? We're going to look at how the Baltimore Ravens can take the number 2 spot in the AFC, okay? I know it didn't seem likely a couple of weeks ago, but hey, now we're at the point of the season where we can literally, we're just a couple weeks away from possibly, need some things to go right, getting that number 2 spot. Then, second segment tonight, we got a Ravens-Texans preview tomorrow, Christmas Day on Netflix. I'll be live for that, just a reminder. You'll hear more about that in just a little bit. We got a preview of that game, what the Ravens need to do to come away victorious. And then, last, everybody's favorite time of the year, everybody's favorite time of the week, that is, Ravens Rundown live mailbag. You guys ask me questions. I answer them to the best of my abilities. And if you guys want to get on the show, get your questions on the show. Ask me anything about the Baltimore Ravens. Can be anything about NFL, college football, Christmas, whatever you want to ask me. You got to use hashtag Ravens in the live chat if you want to make sure your question gets on today's show. Then go ahead, super chat to get on today's question and answer. Again, that will be our third segment. If you got any questions, hashtag Ravens, then ask the question, or ask the question, then hashtag Ravens. Got to make sure they're all in the same message. The software can be able to pull them. My question today, not where you're watching from, it's Christmas Eve. I want to know your favorite Christmas movie, okay? I like to say mine is an underrated one, okay? I like to say Fred Claus. It's a great movie. Vince Vaughn, what's his name? Paul Giamatti's in it. It's got a really good, what's the girl, who was Effie in Hunger Games? Elizabeth something. She's blonde. She's in it as well. It's a great cast, great movie. It's an underrated one. Also love Home Alone, love Elf, love all the classics. I want to hear it from you guys, though. What is your favorite Christmas movie? We got Fetz Prods in here. He says, Joey, what is up? Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to you, my friend. Prince Param saying Browns. Hello saying to play whoever won the other game. Then if they win divisional, then championship, then Super Bowl. I like that thought. Hello, one. Sophia Papadopoulos saying, hashtag Ravens. Are we going to win on to a 4:30 hashtag? Sophia, don't know what you mean there. Maybe try rephrasing that. Lynn Jinxu says Home Alone. That's a good one. 15S MVP plays. Says, how come the Ravens always get last draft pick? I'll let you know that one coming up in just a little bit. Yeecaw, what is going on, my friend? Says, A Christmas Story is my favorite Christmas movie. Yeecaw, fun fact about me, never seen it, okay? Never seen it. I don't know if that makes me uncultured, but I'm sorry about that. We got D-Money in the chat. Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. Favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard. Love it. Yeah, do you guys think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Jackson? Do you think? Also, we've got Jackson Durham in the chat. He's one of our new hires. Jackson, do me a favor. Pick up that mic, turn it up a little bit, and make sure you're sitting in front of that webcam. I'm going to get you up here on screen in just a second. That second one, it looks like it should be turned up and good to go. Speak into it. Okay, let me figure this out. We got Jackson hanging out with us today in Studio E, live from downtown Dallas, Texas. You guys know the drill. Let's get him up here. Let's get him hanging out with all of us. It's not Big Tex. I'll change that to, let's get this. I need you guys to see who's rocking with us today. Boom. Jackson, and then let me make sure, let me turn you way up here. Okay. Oh, wait. That's me. That's me. Okay, we're turning me back down, turning you up. Go ahead and say something, my friend.
Hello.
There awesome. We go. There we go. Everybody say hi to Jackson. Give him your hello. Say what's up. Jackson, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie is easily Elf. We had this as a walk-in question the other day for our Instagram followers. You might have seen it, but I am a huge Elf fan. Watch it every year with my family. Gonna do that tonight with my family. Hopefully they're not watching this. I'm surprising them. But we'll get that done tonight. But I'm a huge Elf guy.
There we go. That's a good one. Fun. Surprising the family. Hopefully they're not on Ravens Run. I doubt it. I bet they're doing Christmas Eve festivities together. But if they are, you didn't hear that. No, that's good. Elf's a classic. I mean, Elf is always... So I think Elf is the best Christmas movie. I don't know if it's like my favorite though. But also I think part of that is like just because I've seen it so many times, it's like hard, like, I don't know. It's just, I wish I could see it for the first time again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely an experience that I wish I could relive, watching Elf for the first time, getting like all the jokes back again. Because I've seen it probably 100 times, and it's like I could recite it by the back of my hand. So the jokes are still funny, but they don't hit the same.
Yeah, no, 100%. Sophia asked, are we going to win on Tuesday? I mean, on Wednesday at 4:30? Yes, we are, Sophia. I'm going to be live for that. Henry says, can you make more Ravens draft videos? Henry, once they are eliminated from the playoffs, if they are, when the season's over, I'll start making some. We're just too hot right now. You know, we're too hot. Yukal said, what? You got to see it. Lynn Jixie said, what seed are we right now for the playoffs? Currently, we're the 5 seed right now. I'm about to jump into that in real quick. Prince Param says, Lamar's going to steal Christmas like the Grinch, Joey. Hashtag Ravens. I love it. I love it. Prince Param says, hashtag Joey. My favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. Good one. That's a good one. Andre F. Gordon Jr., my man D-Money, says, yeah, Michael Bay said Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it has a Christmas atmosphere. I think it is too. All righty, guys. Jackson, we can turn you down.
Peace.
We're going to go ahead and get started with today's show. We're going to get started with our first of today's show, our first of today's segments, I should say. We're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into the AFC playoff picture, tell you where the Ravens are as of right now, tell you what they have to do to get to kind of where we want to go, that number 2 spot. Didn't think it was possible a couple weeks ago. Very possible now. You guys hang on tight because we'll get into that right now. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. That's right. I'm doing today's show in my Santa hat because I'm in the Christmas spirit. I'm in the Christmas mood. Excited to talk to you all today. We're looking at Baltimore's path to the number 2 seed in the playoffs, okay? So, a couple weeks ago, right, we didn't think this was very possible. It didn't look like it was very possible, right? Things were looking grim, especially after that loss against the Eagles. But if you just get a few things to go right over these next couple of weeks, it can happen. Let's talk about it. Before we do, I got a Christmas wish list for you. You know what? I'm going to take the hat off. It's making my head hurt. Now we're good. We're locked in. I got a Christmas wish list for you guys here. My wish is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment what's on your Christmas wish list, okay? I know you guys want to give your favorite YouTube host a Christmas present. Well, if you want to do it and you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, subscribe right now. Join us. We are the best place to be for all your Ravens news, rumors, all of that right here. So as of right now, the Ravens' odds based on their playoff seeding go as followed. They have a 2% shot to get the 2 seed. So they stay very slim. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Then they have a 51% chance to get the number 3 seed. So, honestly, that's pretty solid. That's where you want to be. That means you win the division. And then they have a 10% shot to get the 4 seed and a 37% shot to get that 5 seed, which is, ironically enough, where they sit right now. I got a question for you guys, though. What seed do you think the Ravens end up with? Let me know in the comment section down below. This will be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. YouTube might throw you an ad break in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of it. Scroll down the comment section, find this pinned comment, and give me your answer. So the AFC playoff picture right now looks like this. Kansas City Chiefs, they're on top of it at that 1 seed, sitting at 14-1. Funny enough, though, they don't have the division clinched just yet, right? The Bills still have a chance to get that 1 seed. And then in the 2 seed, you got the Bills. 3 seed, you have the Steelers. I know we're tied with the Steelers. They so far have the tiebreaker over us. 4 seed, Houston Texans at 9-6. Then you look at the wild card. Baltimore is the only team in the wild card that has locked down a playoff spot. We're sitting at 10-5. And then two same records at that 6 and 7 spot with the Chargers and the Broncos. However, the Ravens have head-to-head over both of those teams. So how did Week 16 fare for each of these teams in the AFC? Well, Chiefs beat the Texans. Bills barely beat the Patriots. And kind of looking back on that, kind of wish the Patriots would have pulled that one out. All of you know the Steelers lost to the Ravens. Texans lost to the Chiefs. Chargers beat the Broncos. Broncos, of course, lost to the Chargers. And then the Colts beat the Titans in a barn burner, 38-30. What does Week 17 look like for each of these teams? Well, Chiefs on the road against the Steelers, Christmas Day. That one's tomorrow. Bills are going to play the Jets. Steelers are going to play the Chiefs. Texans are playing the Ravens at home. Chargers face off on the road against the Patriots. The Broncos face off on the road against the Bengals, and the Colts go on the road to take on the Giants. So this is what I love to do, right? I love to get these outlook for you guys and let you know what you're rooting for. Because, of course, at this point, we're always rooting for the Ravens, but a lot of these games have playoff implications for us. So we got to know who we're rooting for outside of the Ravens, okay? So obviously we want the Ravens to beat the Chiefs. Then you need the Chiefs to beat the Steelers, okay? That gives you, if those two things happen, all you got to do is win Sunday against Cincinnati and you lock up the AFC North and that 3 seed. You also would love for the Jets to beat the Bills. We'll talk about that more in just a little bit, okay? And then Chargers, Broncos, both lose. That one is one of those that doesn't have to happen, but it would be kind of like Matthew McConaughey says, a lot cooler if it did, okay? Still to come on today's show, I'm going to run down how Baltimore gets the number 2 seed in the AFC and locks down home field advantage for a good while. And then we're going to talk about on the back end also how Baltimore locks down that number 5 seed, because that could come up this weekend as well. Before we get into any of those things, I got to shout out the sponsor of today's video. It is our good friends over at Prize Picks, and you can make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks. It's the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Instead of 200 times your cash, this Christmas, it's now 1,000 times your cash. PrizePicks now offers also MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus because it's guaranteed. Join now because this holiday season, PrizePicks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Let's take a look at my picks going into tomorrow's game. Texans against the Baltimore Ravens. CJ Stroud, I've got the more on passing touchdowns. I also have the more on passing touchdowns for Lamar Jackson. CJ Stroud's is just 1, Lamar's is 2. Zay Flowers, this one's an interesting one. I like taking fun ones like this. 22.5 yards as his longest reception. I went ahead and said, you know what? He's a yak lord. I'm going to take the more on that as well. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. Quick programming reminder for every single one of you guys watching. Ravens, Texans watch party. I'll be live for it. We got a special extended pregame show starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time. You heard me right. That means we will be live for an hour and a half before the game starts. We go live for every single game. We've been doing it all season long. It is an absolute blast. So if you don't have a Netflix account or anything like that, you can come hang out with us on Ravens Rundown. We got pregame. We got during the game. We got postgame. We got it all. Come hang out then. So how do the Baltimore Ravens get the 2 seed? Well, first off, you need Baltimore to win out. You got to win every game the rest of the season. Okay? If you lose one of the games, 2 seed, bye-bye. It's gone. Okay? You also need Buffalo to lose out, which we'll show you their upcoming schedule in just a little bit. Not that favorable to happen. But crazier things have happened. So you need Baltimore to lose out. And then you also need Pittsburgh to lose one. If you win out and Buffalo loses out and Pittsburgh doesn't lose one, meaning they win out as well, they get this 2 seed, not you, okay? So that's all that needs to happen if you want to get the 2 seed. Now, what happens if you want to get the 5 seed? All you got to do is win this weekend. That's it. You just got to win this weekend, or you got to win week 18. One of the two. Because the 2 people behind you in the standings, you have head-to-heads on both of them. You're a game up on them. So if they end up with a tied record, you beat them both. You got the 5 seed locked down, okay? Let's talk a little bit more about that 2 seed, though. Because the 2 upcoming games for Baltimore, they're favored to win both of them, but one of them is basically a coin flip. Tomorrow against the Texans. 51% chance to win that game. This is all from The Athletic as well. And then against the Cleveland Browns, Week 18, final game of the season, they're giving them a 74% chance to win that game against the Browns. Okay, so they're thinking they're going to beat the Browns. I'm thinking they're going to beat the Browns. If they don't beat the Browns, I might lose my mind. Okay, let's look at the Bills because their final 2 games are, I don't want to say easy, but they're pretty easy. Okay, they face the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. I think both of those teams combined have like 5 wins. So it's pretty ridiculous. But it happens. That's what happens when you play in the AFC East. It's pretty awful. Okay. Weirdly enough, they only have a 34% chance to win the game against the Jets. I have no clue what that is. That's one of those things where I'm like, does The Athletic know something that the public doesn't? Because by all means, I'm expecting Buffalo to win that game. But they've got a 34% chance to win it. Not a lot. Then they've got a 73% chance to beat the New England Patriots. A little bit higher. Okay, so if you take into account, if you think about it, they're probably going to win one of the 2 of those games. If I was a betting man, I would bet they probably win both of those games, but there's their odds to lose each of them. So what are your potential matchups? If you make it to the playoffs, no matter what seed, let's look at the matchups. If you're the 3 seed, you take on the Chargers as of right now, if it ended today. If you're the 3 seed, you would take on Los Angeles at home in the bank. You already beat them once, you beat them on the road, and you beat them pretty soundly. So I'd feel pretty good about that one, okay? If you get the 5 seed, take on the Texans on the road. Exactly what you're about to go do tomorrow on Christmas Day. It would just be a rerun of December 25th, okay? Then if you're the 2 seed, if you get lucky enough and all that happens, you take on the Broncos at home. M&T Bank Stadium, Bo Nix and company coming into town, and that's a game you've already won as well, okay? You won that one at home as well. So, if you beat the Texans, all 3 of your potential matchups you've already beaten. Now, I don't know if that's something that helps the Ravens. I hear a lot of times how people are saying, it's hard to beat the same team twice. I don't care. You've already beaten them all. If you beat the Texans, you'll have beaten 2 of them on the road. I feel good about beating them at home. You have the better quarterback, in my opinion, than all 3 of those teams. So I'd feel pretty good about it. I want to hear from you guys, though. Who do you want to play in the playoffs? Is it any of those 3, okay? Of those 3, who do you want to most play? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Hope you're having an awesome Christmas Eve with your family, with your friends, no matter who you're hanging out with. Glad you're hanging out with me right here on the channel. We'll get a video out to you tomorrow morning. We'll be live tomorrow afternoon. Come hang out with us then. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All righty. Segment 1 is done and dusted. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. 46 people hanging out with us. There we go. That's what I like to talk about. Let's see. We got a lot of great questions. Do you think Steven Sims Jr. is going to crash out? I don't think so. Interesting question there. Papa Shook say, what up, Joey? They're going to get the 3rd seed. I hope so, man. I hope so. Lin Jixu says, why are we not the 4 seed? We have a better record than the Texans. Good point. However, they're going to win their division. So the top 4 seeds go to division winners. So if you lose the division, there's no chance you get a top 4 seed. D-Money saying, we beat Houston twice last year. You're exactly right. Prince Param, I don't know, man. I don't know if Steven Sims is going to crash out. I hope he doesn't. I hope it's not the 18 curse that we've been seeing. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see how it happens. Alrighty, that was a major playoff path update, how the Baltimore Ravens can get the number 2 seed. Without further ado, we're going to jump straight into our next segment, which of course is our preview for tomorrow's matchup on Christmas Day on Netflix as well against the Houston Texans. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Stick around because we're getting into it right now. I want to start off today's episode by wishing every single one of you a Merry Christmas. So happy that you're deciding to spend just a part of it with me right here on Ravens Rundown. On today's episode, we're breaking down today's matchup against the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. As of right now, Baltimore is a 5.5-point favorite. The over-under right now is looking at 46.5. Of course, on the road in Houston, Texas, in NRG Stadium on Netflix. Going to be a blast. If you don't have Netflix, we'll be live for that game. I'll talk more about that in just a little bit. If you want to give me a Christmas present, okay, if you're thinking, oh man, I didn't get Joey anything, I feel bad. Well, guys, I got good news for you. I'm not asking for much. And the best part about it, what I am asking for, it's free. Just like the video, that's all I need from you. And we'll get started with today's show. So keys to victory. We start this with make Joe Mixon a non-factor. Okay, simple as that. You got to make him a non-factor because in games where he's been a factor, they've benefited. That was kind of a bar right there. They're 5-2 anytime he rushes for 100 or more yards. But anytime he rushes less than 60, this team's 2-3. Okay, so there's some pretty wide splits between the two of those things. And in his last 4 games, it's kind of been up and down for him, okay? Against Kansas City, this past game on Saturday, 14 carries, 57 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. Then against Miami, it was, I'm not going to lie to you guys, pretty abysmal for Joe Mixon. 12 carries, 23 yards, 1.9 yards per carry. Had a great game against Jacksonville, 20 carries, 101 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. However, they have like the worst defense in the NFL, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt. And then against a good rush defense in Tennessee, 14 carries, 22 yards, 1.6 yards per carry. So 2 of his last 4 games, he's averaged under 2 yards a carry. Got to make him do it again. The good thing about all that is this rush defense is the best in the league, okay? And I'm not even being hyperbolic when I say that. I'm being literal. This is the best run defense in the NFL. 83.1 yards per game, first in the league. 3.6 yards per play, first in the league. We've let up 24 rushes of 10 yards or more, first in the league. Yards prior to contact per attempt, 1.12, fifth in the league, okay? So you're top 5 in every one of those categories. You're top 1 in 3 out of the 4 of those. You are good. Albeit, you're great at stopping the run, okay? So that needs to be the focus going into today. Make Mixon not have anything to do with this game. Take him out of it, okay? Don't hurt him. Don't sweep the leg. I'm not saying that. Just make sure to tackle him before the line of scrimmage every single time he touches the ball, okay? Easy enough. I got an over-under for you, okay? I said earlier, anytime that he is over or under 60 yards, this team is 2-5. So does he go under 60 yards today? That's where I'm setting it, and I want you guys to let me know down below. I'm about to talk about the sponsor of today's video, and that is our friends over at Prize Picks. While I'm talking about Prize Picks, go find this pinned comment in the comment section and answer for me with an O or a U. Prize Picks is the sponsor of today's episode, a reason this show stays free. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks. It's the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Instead of 200 times your cash, it's now 1,000 times your cash. And also, Prize Picks offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money action this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real cold hard cash all season long. This is a look at my prize picks for today's game. I've got the more on C.J. Stroud passing touchdowns. He just has to get one. And I've got the more on Lamar Jackson pass touchdowns with 1.5. I also, this one's a lot of fun, have the more on Zay Flowers' longest reception, 22.5 yards, okay? I know that one's interesting. We all know that Zay Flowers is an absolute menace once he gets the ball in his hands. I think that stays the same against Houston. You can tail my picks. You can fade my picks. Just make sure you're using Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. My second key to victory on today's show is you just got to hope that Derrick Henry is a guy that stays hot, okay? He was hot last week against Pittsburgh. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but the reason you want him to stay hot is because typically when he is hot, your team wins the football game, okay? 100-yard rush games this year, this team is 7-1. 7-1 when Henry makes it over 100 yards. If he's less than 85, this team is 2-5. So that's very different, okay, between those two numbers. Team has a lot of success when he can go triple digits. Good thing is he did it last week against Pittsburgh. Did it in a big way. 24 carries, 162 yards, 6.8 yards per carry. He had 7 rushes of 10 or more yards, which is the most from any running back in the NFL this year, okay? So you got to take away Mixon. On the flip side, you got to make sure your run offense is up to snuff. You got to make sure Henry's getting the ball. You got to make sure this run offense, this run offensive line and the run blocking stays hot, stays good. And if you do that, if you can get to triple digits, history tells you, you're most likely going to win that game, okay? Speaking of that game, I'm talking about the one later today. A little programming reminder for every single one of you. Ravens, Texans watch party will be live later today, 3 p.m. Eastern time, okay? We're going to be live for an hour and a half leading into the game. We're going to be live for the entirety of the game. And then, of course, I'll give you a little bit of a post-game after. Come hang out with us. They're a lot of fun. We do it every game, and we only got a couple left. So come join us. Number 3, on my keys to victory, you need Lamar Jackson to stay turnover-free. And in this season, when he stayed turnover-free, you've done a lot better, okay? This team, when he's had an interception, is 2-2, okay? So you're only winning 50% of the games when Lamar Jackson's turning it over. However, if he's not turning it over, you're winning 8 of your 11, okay? So you got to make sure that that's something he's doing, okay? Keeping it to himself and only to himself, okay? And the thing is, with this Texans team, is they're really good at turning quarterbacks over. They've had 19 interceptions this year, okay? They've had 275 interception yards. That's second for both of those statistics in the NFL. They forced 11 fumbles. That's not as great as the turnovers via interception. They've also had 8 fumble recoveries. That's 13th, okay? They've got a lot of guys that could absolutely wreck a game defensively, okay? And wreck a game meaning in your pass rush. They got 2 guys that can get it to you at will. Daniil Hunter, 12 sacks. Will Anderson, 10.5, okay? He's still questionable for today's game. Derek Stingley Jr., he's got 5 picks. Kalen Bullock, he's got 5 picks. Kamari Lassiter, he's got 3 picks, okay? They've got guys all over this defense, in the front 4, all the way to the secondary, that can make you pay. So this game, to me, I don't need Lamar to go out and give me 260. I don't need him to go out and give me 305 touchdowns. I'd be fine with 220, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I don't need him to be Superman. I just need him to keep the ball to the guys in purple. And don't give it to the guys in blue or red. Okay, if you want the Ravens to win this game, I need you to do one simple thing for me. What is it, Joey, you ask? Well, I answer. Like today's video. Don't jinx it. We do this every single video, and it's funny. Every time we win, those videos always get a lot more likes than if we lose. So like it. Don't jinx it. Hit that thumbs up button. 4th key to victory and final one of the day, you got to get to C.J. Stroud, okay? And I'm not saying that because, like, this defense did so well getting to the quarterback against Pittsburgh. I'm saying that because Stroud has struggled so far in 2024, and a big reason why is that offensive line, okay? They're pretty horrible in Houston, and they're leading the numbers like this. His completion percentage, 63.2, 26 in the NFL. Yards, 3,492, that's 12th. Touchdowns, he's 14th. Interceptions, 11th. That's 27th. Passer rating, 23rd. 3 of those statistics, he's in the 20s. 2 of them, he's in the teens. Not a single one of them, he's top 10. Why, you ask? His offensive line lets everybody through. They do. They're like Oprah. You get a sack, you get a sack, you get a QB hit, you get a QB pressure all season long. That's exactly how it's been. They've let up 48 sacks. That's 5th most in the NFL. They let up a sack percentage of 8.6%. That's the 8th highest in the NFL. They've let up 231 quarterback pressures, 5th most, tied in the NFL. A 38.9% quarterback pressure rate, 3rd highest in the NFL. And then their time to pressure is 2.48. That's the 6th fastest. That means on every average snap, it takes defenses 2.48 seconds to put pressure on C.J. Stroud. Doesn't get much quicker than that, okay? So if I take everything I talked about into account, and I take the fact that this Houston Texans team is a little beat up as well, I know we are, but I think they are a little bit more, I got us winning this one big. 31-17, okay? And I know that was my exact same score prediction for the game against the Steelers. But how'd I do in that one? Oh, yeah, right. I freaking nailed it. Was 3 points off. So I'm running it back. I think this is a 2-touchdown game. I think this is one of those that's close early, and I think this team just pulls away late. I don't think Houston has the Stallions, the guys in the barn, to keep up with this Ravens offense. I don't think this Ravens defense is anywhere close to what they were in the beginning of the season. I think they've turned a new leaf. I think it's going to show again today against the Houston Texans. I just predicted it. I need you guys to do the same for me in the comments section down below. Predict the score of Houston versus Baltimore. Again, just a reminder, I will be live for that game starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central, an hour and a half of pregame coverage. I'll see you guys later. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, 2 segments down. 32 people watching. Also, make sure to like today's video, okay? Make sure to like the video, and when you do like it, go ahead and type me in the chat, okay? I'm trying to get to 50 likes on today's show. That's the goal. 50 likes, I need you guys to get me there, okay? 50 likes. D-Money's saying Ravens going to get 6 sacks and 2 takeaways. I like it. I love it. Miles says, if the Bills beat the Jets, if they lose next week, do we still get the number 2 seed if the Ravens win both weeks? Miles, I'll answer that question in our mailbag segment. I didn't skip you, but our mailbag's coming up this next one. We got Gerald Sports Jr. saying, "Yer, salute Ravens flock." What's up, Gerald? Welcome into the show. Happy you're hanging out with us. If you guys are anybody checking in for the first time and you're new to this channel, this is Ravens Rundown. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. We go live every single Tuesday. Usually it's at 4:30. We had to move it up a little bit. We're also going to move it up next week for New Year's Eve as well. But we go live every single Tuesday. You get a video every day of the week, some days 2 times a day. We go live for every single game. There's not a better place if you love the Ravens to be than right here. We're the fastest growing independently owned YouTube channel on YouTube that covers the Baltimore. I guess not YouTube channel. We're the best. We're the, what's the phrase? There we go. I got it. We are the fastest growing independently owned Ravens channel on YouTube. There we go. Had to give it a couple of tries. Ben Shreve saying, yeah, lots of sacks. Chill Guy said, I liked it. Prince Param says Ravens win the Super Bowl. Gerald saying, nah, I've been here since last year, but I just don't be here when you go live, LOL. Oh, no worries, Gerald. I was just reminding people if they're here for the first time. Alrighty, let me check on questions to make sure we have all the ones I need, to make sure we have enough of what I need. Let's give it a look-see. Why don't we? I've seen some in the chat. Appreciate all of you guys getting those in. Papa Shook's got one. Let's see what he said. There we go. Good question, Papa Shook. I will answer that one. Got a lot here. Good question there. Good question from Miles. Alrighty, I need a couple more questions from you, okay? I need some more questions. There we go. Dad's in the chat. What's up, Dad? How we doing? He says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Green says, hashtag Ravens, who's your favorite team ever? Hey, if you're going to ask a question, the hashtag and the Ravens have to be all together. They have to be all together, okay? Sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just how it happens, okay? Also, while you guys are getting those questions in, make sure to also tell me in the live chat, what is your favorite Christmas movie? It is Christmas Eve. We're excited to be here, excited to be live. You know what? Excited to see family tomorrow night, taking a flight to Atlanta. My wife's already there, getting to spend time with her family. Excited to be there. Get some presents and just hang out, relax a little bit. Green says, will you go to a playoff game this year? Good question. Papa Shook says, Papa Petersen, Merry Christmas to you, good sir. Okay, I need two more questions. Two more questions in the chat. Dad says, you too, Papa Shook. Frosty the Snowman, 2005. It's like an hour long. I know the exact movie you're talking about, Green. Jordan Clements says, Joy Clements checking in. Grinch is my favorite. That away, Joy. I love it. If anybody wants to know, Joy is my 1-year-old niece, so she loves the Ravens Rundown. She really does. Todd McMuffin says Elf. Ravens King says Elf and Home Alone. Those are two good ones. Braden Costley says, I think the score is going to be 40-17. Prince Parham says, who is going to win MVP? Good question, Prince. All right, one more, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our mailbag segment. Y'all keep letting me know what your favorite Christmas movies are in the chat. Man, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm pretty hot. It is not cool in Studio E, and I've also got a Christmas sweater on. Maybe not a Christmas sweater. It's more of just like a sweater, but I'm a little hot, not going to lie. D-Money said, Christmas is going to be a big day. I'm in San Francisco for the Warriors game. Hopefully both my teams win. We demolished San Francisco last season on Christmas. We are 2-1. Who's going to be a key factor for the Ravens during the playoff? Green. That's the best question I've seen today. Not that the other questions were bad, but that one rocks. Great question, my friend. Y'all keep getting them in. We're going to get started with today's mailbag. My favorite time of the year. Y'all's favorite time of the week. It is the best. So y'all, hang out with us. Keep being here. We got one more segment. Starts right now. What's going on today, everybody? Hope you guys... you know what? I'm going to start that over. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. Hope you guys have had an awesome Christmas week. If you're watching today's episode, it was actually filmed on Tuesday of our live show. We go live for every single Tuesday. They're a ton of fun, and that's when we get to do these live mailbag questions. So if you ever find yourself wanting to get a question on the show, join us then on Tuesdays. We usually go live at 4:30. Tuesday we went live at 4. Regardless, come hang out with us, ask us a question, and if you guys want to get a shout out on next Tuesday's live show, spam BAL for me in the comments section. Whoever spams it the most, I'm going to give you a shout out, and you know what? I want to see if anybody can get it in there like 50 times. Do it as many as you can. Again, I'm shouting out the person who gets it in there the most. Appreciate you guys for joining us. We got our first question coming in from Green, saying, hashtag Ravens, who is going to be a key factor for the Ravens during the playoffs? This is a great question, I really like this one. I think my first thought is going to be, I want to say Daniel Faalele. Okay, I'm going to say one offensively. I'm going to say one defensively. Daniel Faalele, because we saw this past week, about a week ago, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you won that game because your run blocking was so dominant against such a good front in Pittsburgh. The question is will he be able to do that time in and time out, right? Will he be able to do that deep in the playoffs? Will he be able to do that against some more physical football teams you're going to meet in the AFC? If he's able to, and you're able to establish a run, and you're able to do that in the playoffs, I think there's a good chance you can go far. But we all know Daniel Faalele has also had his faults. He's also missed a fair share of blocks. He's also been a big reason why this run offense at times hasn't been able to get going. So he's my offensive one. I think defensively, you got to look to, I'm going to say Nate Wiggins, okay? We all know who Marlon Humphrey is. We all know who those safeties are with Ardarius Washington and Kyle Hamilton. I want to see Nate Wiggins take a big step forward. This whole season has just been one massive step for Nate Wiggins. I want to see that continue into the postseason. I want to see him make his name known, okay? Brandon Stevens, let's face it, he's been horrific. I need Nate Wiggins to step up. I need him to make some plays, okay? Next one coming from Caleb McClung, saying, what was the turning point of the Ravens 2024 season? That's a good question, Caleb, because if you think about it, things didn't start off very well. And even as this kept going, like as the season kept going, it's not like things necessarily got much better. It was kind of up and down throughout it, but we've kind of seen a turning point over the last couple of weeks. And I go back to Ardarius Washington. I go back to him being inserted into the starting lineup, Kyle Hamilton being moved back and into that safety position. Those two guys, meaning the free and strong safety, I think that has been what has changed this entire defense. If you look at the splits from early in the season compared to late in the season, this team's night and day, okay? First 11 weeks, they were last in pretty much every single statistical category when it came to pass defense. The last 5 weeks, they're top 5 in almost every single one of them. And that's big because of Ardarius Washington. He creates turnovers. He's a sure tackler. I can't say many good things about him. I can't say more good things about him, okay? I absolutely love what he's been able to do for this football team. What do you guys think, though? What was the turning point in 2024, in y'all's opinion? You let me know in the comment section down below. Excited to get in those comments and see what you guys have to say. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. I'm about to talk about our sponsor at Prize Picks. While I'm talking about Prize Picks, take advantage of that time. Go down to the comment section, find the pinned comment, and let me know your answer. Prize Picks is the sponsor of today's show. Shout out to everybody that has Prize Picks, because I've got it. My dad's got it. Me and my wife play it. Everybody's playing it. You should play it too. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Instead of 200 times your cash, it's now 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks also offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Join now, because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. We're going to look to the Fiesta Bowl for these Prize Picks, because I will be on the call for that one on New Year's Eve with Mr. Tyler Jones. Jonah Damas, kicker for Boise. I've got more on the 5.5 kicking points. I've got the less on Drew Aller passing yards, 225.5. And I've got the more on Ashton Jeanty rush yards, 135.5. Some are saying was a snub for the Heisman Trophy. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code CLNS. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. Why? Because it's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Alrighty, our next question is coming from my man Papa Shook, saying, #Ravens, with Justice Hill out with a concussion, do we lean heavy on the King or do we unleash Weapon X, Keaton Mitchell, on a 60-40 load like we do with Justice? Okay, so as I'm answering this question right now, it is Tuesday, so the game against the Texans has yet to be played. This is going out on Friday. I don't think it's going to be 60-40. I think that's heavy. I think Keaton Mitchell is dealing and coming back with his injury he suffered last week. I think they're going to be a little bit slower on getting him up to full speed. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 75-25, maybe 70-30. But I do think it's going to be somewhat of a split between Derrick Henry and between Keaton Mitchell. Okay, I'm excited to see what Keaton Mitchell is able to do in this offense. I know we saw it last year, but excited to see it even more this year with King Henry in the fold as well. I just think Derrick Henry is too important to his team to lean on him so heavy and not have him in the fourth quarter, kind of when you need him most, when you need him to put this game on ice, when you need him to break off a 20 or 30-yard run. So I think they do split. I think it's more 75-25, though. Great question, though. Next one coming from M&T Tank, great name, saying, what has been your favorite game from 2024? There's a lot to choose from. I would say I've got a couple. Number one, first one that comes to mind is either of the Bengals game. Probably the first one. That one was just wild. Overtime, fumbled snaps, missed field goal, Derrick Henry breaking up in the yard. That game was insane. Both teams scored in the 40s. It was electric. That one's up there. Honestly, I know we lost it, but the first game of the year was a ton of fun as well. I know it was crazy, but that was my first game live, and you had the toe on the line. It was just absolutely wild. That one's up there. And then I love beating the Steelers. Beating the Steelers last Saturday, it was awesome. Okay, so I think those are my three. I want to hear from you, though. What is your favorite game from the 2024 NFL season? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you agree with me, great. If you don't, great. Just let me know what you think. Next one coming in from Michael. Who is the better player, Lamar or Derrick? That's a hard one. Because, in my opinion, they are both first ballot Hall of Famers. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I think better player is Lamar because we have never seen anybody do what he's able to do and sustain it for as long as he's been able to sustain it. He makes plays that nobody else in the country can make or has been able to make. Maybe prime Michael Vick, but he was only able to do it for a couple of years, okay? So I think Lamar. Derrick Henry is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but you've seen a lot of running backs in the past, the Walter Paytons, Jim Browns, Emmitt Smiths, Barry Sanders, do the things that he does. Put up the kind of numbers that he has, okay? Good question, but I got to go with Lamar. But, heck, I love them both. Next one's coming from Miles. If the Bills beat the Jets, if they lose next week, do we still get the 2 seed if the Ravens win both weeks? So if the Bills beat the Jets and then they lose the next week, do we still get the 2 seed the Ravens win both weeks? I think that's what he's asking. No, unfortunately not. You need the Bills to lose out. You need to win out. And that's the thing. You don't just need the Bills to lose out. You need the Steelers to also lose the game as well. Okay, so it's not just Bills lose out, we win out, we get the number 2 seed. Pittsburgh's also got to lose one of the last two. Okay, but if they beat the Jets, then they've got the 2 seed locked up. It's done and dusted. Okay, so you got to have them lose to the Jets. You also got to have them lose to the Patriots. And then you got to win both. And then the Steelers also have to lose. There's a reason it's only a 2% chance, okay? This one coming from Speak Now 12. What is your favorite Christmas movie? That's a great question. So I would say I've got a couple. I love Fred Claus. That one I think is the most underrated Christmas movie. Vince Vaughn, Paul Giamatti, great cast. It's hilarious, and I just don't think it gets enough love. It doesn't get the love that it deserves. Great movie. I think another really good one, obviously the classics, Elf, Home Alone. I would say those are my big three. Okay, that's my Bosch, Wade, LeBron. I think my LeBron is Fred Claus, my Bosch and Wade. Wade is probably Elf, Bosch is Home Alone. Okay? Sorry to put it in basketball terms. That's just what I'm thinking. What is your favorite Christmas movie, though? You let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys have had an awesome holiday week celebrating with friends, celebrating with family, doing all the fun things that we get to do on this Christmas time and in this Christmas season. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy the stress-free Sunday tomorrow as we get to watch football and not freak out about losing. I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys then. Alrighty, that's going to do it for today's live show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Gerald Sports saying Polar Express. Prime Param crushing those BALs. Kennedy's in the chat. Hello, Kennedy. She says, hi, Joey. Hi. Anchovy's in here as well. What's up, Anchovy? We got all the people in here. That's going to do it. It is Christmas Eve. I'm going to go see my aunt, uncle, and cousins tonight because, like I said, my wife's in Atlanta with her family. My parents live in South Carolina, so going to go be with some family tonight. Don't worry, though. I'm flying out tomorrow after the Ravens game against the Houston Texans. So don't you worry your pretty little mind. I'll be with her soon. I'll be with family soon. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Don't worry. We'll be live again tomorrow. I'll get to talk to you tomorrow. We will start our live show 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Come join us. Come hang out. If you don't have Netflix, we got you covered right here on the channel. I'll see y'all then.